Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hi ho ho, it's me, Billy Eichner, back at it again with a new episode of the Boy Time Podcast. And as always, I'm joined by Babby and Paul.
Yes.
Indeed. It's a lovely day for all. We actually have a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Or I do. I don't know if Babby has anything to talk about.
I don't have a lot. I have some stuff. But...
Okay.
We're starting early.
And we started early tonight, which is good, so that Paul will be able to go to sleep at a reasonable hour.
Thank the Lords, finally.
Thank the Lord.
I won't. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that happened this week across all of the fields of study that we do is the GTA leaks.
Oh, yeah.
They happened the Sunday after we recorded, so our podcast last week was immediately obsolete because this is probably, I think it's been confirmed to be one of the biggest gaming leaks in history. It might be one of the biggest leaks in entertainment, because I have never seen anything of this scale get leaked from anything, except for maybe bootleg copies of the Star Wars Holiday Special, because those are all over the place. But we'll talk about that. And then we just have like a lot of miscellaneous things. Like no big event happened. I guess Netflix had like a big event happen today, but there really wasn't a whole lot that was interesting. We did get one thing interesting out of that, but not a whole lot. But be talking about that. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared came out. It's a good show. It's actually a show. There's like 6 episodes and each one is like 22 minutes. Technically, you have to be from the UK to watch it.
No.
But I watched it. Someone just uploaded it on YouTube and there's just a big playlist and somehow it hasn't gotten taken down. It's been up for 2 days, so I don't know. I think it's free to watch in the UK. You just need to put in your address so that they can confirm it's from a UK person.
I think they're just trying to get your address. I don't know about that.
I don't.
What's the royal
shady.
family's house address? I can use that one.
I have no idea. Windsor.
Charles, can I use the telly?
Could I use your telly license, Charles? And he's just like, no.
I know your sausage fingers ain't touching that remote.
That's true. Well, he has an assistant do that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I'll talk about that for a little bit. There isn't a whole lot to say. But I watched all of it today. It's probably around 2.5 hours. Well, that's not true. 6 episodes. Each one is 22 minutes. So I guess, yeah, it's 2 hours. So, I watched it. Pretty good. Also, we have to talk about the first 3 episodes of Andor, new Star Wars television program that is out. If spoilers, I guess, not spoilers for the episode, but spoilers for this podcast, I think it's probably the best Disney show
ever
made. It's even better than X-Men 97.
Phineas and
Ferb. And Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. It's probably even better than Sweet Life on Deck, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
But we'll get there when we get there. Let's start with gaming and let's just get it out of the way. Let's talk about these GTA 6 leaks. So there have been some developments over the weeks, so I am kind of glad that we're going to be able to pretty much get the whole story now, today. We will I don't even know. We'll pick everything apart. Basically, around I think it's around 8 hours of footage that was leaked, 90 videos of footage released. It's about, I would say it's probably like pre-alpha. just by looking at these videos, they do not even look even remotely close to finished, which, first of all, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because
please.
there have been so many people in the gaming community who have been like,
The gaming community never fails to like make me see how stupid it is on a daily basis.
Yeah, it is by far one of the dumbest communities because they're like, they saw this footage. They were like, oh, dude, I'm going to be able to see what GTA 6 is like. It's going to be even better than GTA 5. I can't wait to see everything. And then it's not done. And they're like, this is going to be the worst game because I'm looking at an unfinished video game and I'm seeing that it isn't finished. That means that the end result is going to be unfinished and bad. This is Cyberpunk 2077 all over again. Everybody calm down. No, that's not an indication. If anything, what I saw was actually really, really good.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about how well it was working.
Yeah, pretty much everything, at least in like the main video that got leaked around. I obviously did not watch all 8 hours of the footage, but there is one video that I think is like around 3 or 4 minutes where we see the main character, I guess there's 2 of them. They're like robbing looks like a diner or something. And like everything worked. Like the NPC models were not finished. Like they just looked like just a bunch of walking mannequins. But like, yeah, they like reached in the counter, like took out all the money, put it on the counter. Then like you had to count it up. There was like intimidation where like if you shot next to someone, like a civilian, then they would like cower and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's like really good. Some people were complaining about the graphics. Graphics tend to be one of the first things done. But again, we're looking at like
You're not looking at lighting and shading and environmental stuff, though.
No. I mean, you can look at the character models themselves and be like, okay, this is like a rough estimate of what it's going to look like. It obviously isn't going to look like, like,
there's no finishing touches at all
no,
for anything.
No, it is very rough.
Because obviously.
There are a few things that we can actually get from this, which I feel like a little bit bad reporting on, like the details of a game that we got from these leaks, because Rockstar has been pretty like, we were not super pumped about this, obviously, which I have been seeing. What's good that's come out of here is that I've seen a lot of like game developers come out and be like, here's what our game was like during this stage. As you can see, it's not even close to done. And I'm like, okay, thank you for trying to clear some of this up. Like I saw Control. That was a big game. I think it like won a bunch of awards on its graphics. And like, this is what it was like when we were in our like pre-alpha phase, and it looks unfinished, obviously. But we'll talk about what we got. So it's confirmed in Vice City, aka Miami. You could tell that, I guess you could tell because of the palm trees, but also on the cop cars, they all say VCPD. So I think that's a pretty clear thing that it's going to be set in Vice City. 2 protagonists are confirmed. You can switch guns between hands. Don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that's like switching shoulders or if there's like dual wielding. I don't know.
Let's go.
I don't know. I'm not saying that is confirmed. I'm just saying it's confirmed. It's coming out for sure. You can pick up guns from the floor. I don't remember that being a thing in GTA 5. I know that's a thing in Red Dead 2. So I guess it kind of makes sense that carries over. And then it's what up messaging is also confirmed. I guess that's just the text thing from Nico, your cousin. And I think another thing that's important to note in that main video is that the gameplay is from the PS4 and PC port of it. The PC port has a 1080. So that's not like...
Just like me, for real.
Just like you. So that's what GTA 6 is going to look like on your computer, confirmed. Which is awesome. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. There was also reports of the GTA 6 source code getting leaked. If that is true, that means that the game is for sure going to get delayed. So far, we've had no indications of a delay or anything. But if the source code gets out, then that means that like hackers are going to be online day one, and they're going to have to delay the game to switch around the source code and mess with all of it. It's going to be great. So we'll talk about some things. Rockstar officially responded. This is the official Rockstar statement. We recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. At this time, we do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services nor any long-term effect on the development of our ongoing projects. We are extremely disappointed to have any details of our next game shared with all of you this way. Our work on the next Grand Theft Auto game will continue as planned, and we remain as committed as ever to delivering an experience to you, our players, that truly exceeds your expectations. We will update everyone again soon, and of course, will properly introduce you to this next game when it is ready. We want to thank everyone for their ongoing support through this situation. So yeah, it kind of sucks. It's not a great thing. But a couple days ago, this is the final development we'll talk about. We got the person who is suspected of doing these hacks was arrested. He's in, I believe, London. And he was a 17-year-old kid.
You got a license for that source code, bro?
He probably doesn't. But yeah, so he's suspected of doing the Rockstar Games intrusion, and this was mentioned a little bit earlier this week, but it was also suspected that this person also hacked into Uber.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a talented hacker, I guess you could say. But
Prodigy.
He's a prodigy for sure.
Gotta get an offer from the government
Yeah, for real.
that he can't deny.
NSA's like, come on over.
Yeah.
We will spare thee.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. We probably won't have any more details. I think we've broken down everything. I also made a note that one of the leaks showed how interactive the cars are, which is kind of hilarious because you can adjust like the middle armrest, you can open the glove box, adjust the seat position, rear view mirror, and then I wrote how this affects gameplay is unclear. So yeah, I don't know what that is. I mean, it's not done.
It's gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be so awesome. You can switch your armrest, and that makes you turn a little bit faster because I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So that'll be fun. We'll talk about GTA 6 when it gets a trailer. This Game Awards
It
on
gets delayed.
December, because that's definitely going to happen. I mean, this game is going to be delayed because literally every Rockstar game in the modern era has been. I think GTA 4 through Red Dead Redemption 2 have all been delayed. I don't know why that is. They should probably just stop giving dates, honestly. I mean, they aren't giving a date now, so that's good. But let's just wait. Wait until you're ready. Pull a God of War, and then just announce it like a couple months before the game comes out. And then be like, yeah, it's going to happen.
That's the best.
That's the best. But we have some other gaming news. Oh, wait, I had a funny tweet. I got some funny tweets this week. This is from @I'mFrezzies. GTA 6 gameplay so early in development that it almost looks like a finished Ubisoft game.
True.
I thought that was funny.
Ubisoft always catches strays in these things.
As they should. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Well, let's talk about some other gaming news. This is going to make our podcast obsolete again, but I thought I'd bring it up. This podcast is being recorded 2 days until The Last of Us Day. This podcast is coming up on The Last of Us Day. Cuckman is teasing something.
Let's go.
So I would not get my hopes up that we're going to be getting like a trailer for the multiplayer Last of Us thing coming next summer. We're probably just going to get like some cool merch, maybe a vinyl release, cool limited edition vinyl release. They usually do stuff like that. So I don't know. Just thought I'd put it out there that there might be something going on today. So there you go. Nvidia and Valve, they're starting to do a big kissy move. Portal is getting a free RTX upgrade in November for everybody who owns Portal. Pretty cool, I guess. Pretty cool.
Let's go.
Make it for Portal 2 and maybe I'll be a little bit more excited because Portal 1 is like 2 hours long. But, that's fine. Nvidia, everyone was so sad at Nvidia because they're getting boycotted for making a chipset that's expensive. Because AMD is making a chipset that's less expensive. So I guess that's what warrants a boycott nowadays. Not working conditions or anything. It's releasing a chipset for rich people.
Yeah, but that affects them,
It does. It really
They don't
does.
care about the freaking workers,
No. No, gamers do not care about the workers. No gamer has ever talked about crunch.
No gamer has ever had a job.
Well, that's true.
I'll say it.
That's true. In other news, we got a new
Unemployed.
unemployed, fun employed, I would say. That's what gamers
I'm fun employed.
we got a new Iron Man game is in the works. Single-player, third-person action-adventure game by EA Motive Studios. Those are the guys that made Star Wars Squadrons. I don't know. That could be good, could be bad. I have no idea. Star Wars Squadrons turned out all right, and it's pretty neat to play on the VR, except the hand tracking isn't there, so you have to play on a controller, so that's kind of lame.
Yikes.
But it's there. I doubt we're going to play Iron Man in VR. That would be shocking. But it would be kind of cool.
With my wrist cannon.
It would be so sick. It's like those VR Spider-Man games that they released alongside the movies where you can just like swing around. It's kind of fun. They should do that in the Spider-Man PS4 game on PC. I saw someone made a first-person mod, and it's
that made me not want to try that.
I've never played one of the Spider-Man VR things. I should, because they're free. No reason not to. But speaking of Spider-Man, I said last week that Miles Morales was coming out, and guess what? I was right. No one else reported on this, but I did, and I was a week early, and we got an official trailer this week for Miles Morales coming to PC this fall. Play it. It's good. It's a good game. I really like it. Whether or not you'll get the PS4 regular Spider-Man game alongside Miles Morales like you did on the PS4, PS5 version of Miles Morales, who knows? I guess that one was like, hey, you get a copy of Spider-Man Remastered for your PS5 if you get the Miles Morales game. It's like, all right, that's a $60 value that you're throwing into a $50 game, but whatever, that's cool. Marvel also released a statement alongside this because people were asking, hey, are all these Marvel games going to be connected? Like the Iron Man game and the Wolverine game and the Spider-Man game? Marvel said, no! We have no intention of making an MCU of games. We want to give everyone the freedom and the clear lane to tell their story. Good. That's a good move, in my opinion. Not everything needs to be connected, if you ask me. Speaking of remakes, Ubisoft, everyone loves Ubisoft. They are remaking Splinter Cell, the first one. I'm so excited! it's going to rewrite and update the original game's story for, quote, a modern day audience.
Ooh, modern day.
I know. I got a funny tweet for this one too, at Badger Goodger. Hopefully this isn't the same Saints Row definition of a modern day rewrite. I don't know if I want to play a game about Sam Fisher paying off student loan debt so we can afford a waffle maker and have a karaoke night with Lambert. I mean, that would be pretty funny, but it wouldn't be good. So, yeah. We'll see about that. I really liked the newest Saints Row game, which is probably 10 years old now. But that one was pretty good. I would like a new Saints Row game, please. Ubisoft. You're making like 5 new Assassin's Creed. Can you just throw one Splinter Cell game? One Tom Clancy team to make Splinter Cell 3 or whatever we're on now? I don't care. Guess what, idiots? Logitech is making a Steam Deck. Are you excited? Ah! It's called the Logitech G Cloud handheld device. It really rolls off the tongue. Steam Deck.
Yeah, a lot of Logitech products really do. It's usually just G followed by a whole bunch of numbers.
Yeah. G Cloud handheld device is what they've released it as.
Handheld.
It's a handheld device.
Handheld.
Device.
Imagine if Nintendo released the Game Boy as the Nintendo Entertainment handheld device.
You don't even need to have device on the end. Like, you could just say handheld.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or deck.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing to take away from this name is cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to download anything, idiot. Cloud gaming is the future because Stadia did it.
Yeah.
I love Google Stadia.
And the Steam Deck is more expensive, sure. This one's only $300. And you can play your Xbox Game Pass cloud games on it, which is pretty awesome. But that seems to be about it. You might be able to play your NVIDIA Shield games, but that's probably the first time you've ever heard of NVIDIA Shield.
Very true.
So
I love NVIDIA Shield.
me too.
What's an NVIDIA Shield?
This podcast
I
is
told
sponsored.
you I'd have to kill you.
That's right.
Tell me.
Oh,
I need to know.
You need to know what
Another time.
NVIDIA Shield
I
is?
need to know.
another time.
I don't think you need to know. As someone who
Dang.
knows what NVIDIA Shield is, you don't need to know. It doesn't matter.
Aw. I'm looking it up.
Okay, yeah, look it up. Let's move on to movie news because we have less stuff to talk about because we have more shows. Movie news. This is for, I think, a couple weeks from now. Yes. So not next podcast, but then the one after that, we will be dissecting the Mario movie teaser trailer. Which is coming out on October 6th. Chris Pratt said that he really likes it, so you know it's going to be a good trailer.
I know it's going to be awful if Chris Pratt likes it.
We'll be talking about Chris Pratt a little bit later. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I have absolutely... My expectations for this movie are all the way on the floor, but I'll probably see it.
I want it to be as bad as possible. I think that would make my enjoyment of the film better.
Well,
I'm going for so bad it's good status on this movie.
I think here's the thing, because Illumination always excels at making bad movies, but usually they're so inoffensive and dumb that they aren't really fun. It just is plastic and dull. Whether or not the Mario movie will be like that, I don't know. I think I did see something this week that Nintendo was looking to find new partners to make future movies with. So not really a good indication for this movie that Nintendo's already jumping ship before the movie even came out. But I guess we'll see what happens. I think it's still supposed to come out in the spring, so we'll see. But speaking about Illumination is making a new side studio, different label. I don't know. It's called Moonlight. Is it just an animated version of the hit 2016 film? I hope so. If they did,
Illumination, Moonlight.
that would be the that would be
Kind
the
of rolls,
wor-
kind of rolls, kind of rolls.
be the worst movie. No, that's the studio name. It's going to be called
Yeah,
The Moonlight.
that's a cool studio name. I have no doubt with it.
I'm a fan of it. I would have liked it if it was like
Illumination, Breaking Dawn.
no.
Eclipse even.
No, if any other studio used that. So like if Pixar wanted to make adult animation, then they would call it like
Yeah.
Pixar Moonlight or something.
Pick 6XXR.
XXXXR. I think that's something else.
Or Pixar with like a capital R.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad. But Moonlight, it's going to quote broaden the range of animated films they make beyond kid-friendly fare.
Oh,
I would love to.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this means. Are we going to see the adult Minion movie that we've all been dreaming about?
yeah. I'm so excited if that's
Please.
what's happening.
I have no idea what this means.
I'm looking forward to Minions World War I, World War II, Cold War.
Do not ask the Minions where they were at in 1940 to 1945.
Do not ask the Minions what happened to Manchuria.
Because it is canon that they worked with Napoleon
Yeah,
and they operated their cannons.
yeah. I really hope they just dive into that. I'd love that. I'd become like a lore master for that.
It's definitely going to be interesting. We'll see what
I'm like a
happens.
Minion lore channel now.
It's going to be called Boytime Minion, and it's going to be
There
all
we go.
us
Time
just,
Minion.
all just dissecting Minion lore. It'll be great. So
Totally
we'll
be down for that.
we'll probably talk about that again in a year or two when we start seeing some projects come out of there. But honestly, my expectations are higher for this than the Mario movie already. So there we go. Let's talk about James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones is old. How old is he?
Ooh,
Let me
old.
look it up. He's 91.
Old.
That's really old.
James Earl Jones decided, I'm 91. I no longer want to play a character that I started playing 50 years ago. So he's no longer playing Darth Vader in any project in the future.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. He gave consent to Disney to use his voice archives to keep his voice the same, which it came out that the entirety of Vader's voice in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was all of this audio deepfake, which I didn't notice. So I guess that's fine. I've honestly been seeing pretty split opinions on this. Some people are like, okay, good, don't replace him with someone way worse. But I've also seen some people be like, well, okay, maybe hire some new talent and see what they can do with the character. Because James Earl Jones has been doing this for so long. It's like, it would be kind of cool to see someone else's interpretation of Vader. I don't care. I don't really care who plays characters as long as it's good. My problem with Solo was not that they replaced Han Solo. It's that the guy who played Han Solo was not like Harrison Ford at all. When Mark Wahlberg is right there. He's really the modern day Harrison Ford, if you think about it. Except I don't think Harrison Ford committed a hate crime.
Oh.
Let me
Not that I
see.
know of.
Harrison Ford hate crime.
What's news to me?
Harrison Ford's Guide to Phoning It In.
Sounds about right.
No, all of
Yeah.
this is just that Harrison Ford doesn't really care about playing Star Wars characters, which I feel like
That's true.
which has been the case since 1981. Because Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die in Return of the Jedi, and then George Lucas is like, no, please. I need to keep making Han Solo merchandise, and that's not going to work if I'm going to make my
So
sequel
cool.
trilogy."
merchandising kid.
So, there we go. James Earl Jones is officially dead to me. I hate him so much. That clip is going to age beautifully in about 2 years. I wanted to briefly talk about a movie I watched yesterday by the name of Donnie Darko. First time I watched Donnie Darko, Babby recommended it to me.
Donnie.
Not that I hadn't already heard about the movie before.
Yeah.
But I finally sat down and watched the hit critically acclaimed film Donnie Darko. I don't get it. And I mean that in every sense of the word. I do not get the ending or really anything about it. I got sad. I guess spoilers for Donnie Darko.
Yeah, Donnie Darko spoilers.
Because I guess it's about 30 years old. I think it came out in 1999.
It is the most 90s looking movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's either 99 or 2001.
I think it's 2001.
It is 2001, which makes it the second worst thing to happen that year. It's not bad. I just wanted to make that joke. Yeah, it was weird. Obviously starring Jake Gyllenhaal. It's probably one of his first lead movie roles. It also starred Maggie Gyllenhaal. She played his older sister in the...
I didn't realize that was his actual sister.
Yeah, that's his actual sister. She's also an actress. She was in The Dark Knight as Bruce Wayne's girlfriend. The one that's like, you can either save Harvey Dent or you can go save your girlfriend. That's Maggie Gyllenhaal. It was weird seeing her not in The Dark Knight because I've never seen her in anything else. But I think she was in some TV shows. Or maybe I'm getting her confused with Patrick... I'm going to want to say Patrick Bateman. But who's the guy from Ozark and Arrested Development?
Freaking... Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm
Jason
so sorry.
Bateman.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman. I got him confused with the American Psycho because they're the same person.
Yep.
Jason Bateman also has a sister named Justine Bateman who was in some TV shows in the 80s. So it's all confusing. Everybody has siblings in the biz. But Donnie Darko, I don't really know how to talk about it because I watched it. I was in the first couple of the first two acts I thought were interesting. The third act just completely went off the rails, and I was just confused. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes me a bad film bro, that I was not utterly blown away by this movie.
Maybe.
Looking at the Letterboxd reviews, I mean, I probably shouldn't have done that because this is a very Letterboxd movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, hey, I'm going to give it a 3 because I wasn't like super into it. But then Letterboxd
I
average...
think it takes repeat listens or freaking watches.
I'm sure
There's
it
a lot
does.
going on in that movie.
Yeah. I had absolutely no idea what it was going into it. And so I was
I went in completely blind, too.
I feel like you gotta... Someone has to warn you and like kind of give you what it is. Because like I knew there was a big bunny guy. That's like the only thing I knew about it.
I heard it was trippy. That's like the only thing I heard.
Okay, well that is true.
And it was a little trippy.
Yeah, there's time travel, which time travel always is like, ugh.
Yeah, you're kind of like a... Yeah.
I'm anti-time travel.
Yeah, you're anti-time travel.
I think it's very lazy. I don't know. Unless Dark did it pretty well.
Dark did it like fantastic. I think it did it the best.
I think Back to the Future is probably the best movie that uses time travel. I'm not going to count Bill and Ted because I don't know. I don't think they were trying to do a serious take on time travel.
No.
But man, I don't even remember. I feel like Being John Malkovich had something with time. Well, no, it didn't. That one's just a weird movie. Which, by the way, speaking of John Malkovich, have you heard about his new movie?
No.
Okay. Well, you're never going to be able to see it. He made a movie, and he's going to wait 80 years to release it.
Well, that's baller. I like that.
John Malkovich is a weird dude.
I like that.
Yeah, I like him in things I've seen. I think I saw him in the hit Coen Brothers movie Burn After Reading. He's very good in that one. But he's a weird artsy dude. So, except he was also in Con Air, so I guess that doesn't really. Okay,
I think
wait.
more artists and stuff need to do that, where it's like I'm releasing this in 50 years, like
Yeah.
as like a side project.
Actually, okay, so this is. Oh, wait, this is interesting. So it was supposed to come out in 2115. It was advertised 100 years in 2015. It is due to be released this November.
Oh,
So he's
that's
breaking the one thing that it
really
was
bad. Come
supposed
on,
to.
man. It'd be so cool to like wait 100 years and have it come out like when that whole generation is gone.
Yeah, it would be. Well, what's interesting too is that it's directed by Robert Rodriguez, written by John Malkovich. So it's gonna be like a weird action sci-fi type thing, which would make it like one of the last, like, I guess I don't want to say good Robert Rodriguez movies, but like he was definitely on a roll. Probably not until 2015, but it would have been cool to be like, yo, this is the last project that we got from Robert Rodriguez and John Malkovich. Not that I would be able to see it, because I'm for sure going to be dead in 2115. I don't know if anyone's going to be alive in 2115. If
Yeah,
I'm
that's
honest.
true.
So, I guess watch Donnie Darko. You might like it more than me.
That was pretty cool.
I mean, it's all right. I like seeing Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal, I think, is one of the best actors right now. Everything he's in, he absolutely kills. There's just something about him. He's great at playing like an outcast type dude, which is why he's great in Nightcrawler.
A creep, I'm a weirdo type.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Except in Brokeback Mountain, where he plays a
Yeah, of
lovable
course.
cowboy.
Yeah.
You should watch that one next. That one's a great movie.
Okay.
I love Brokeback Mountain.
I recommended that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. I watched Ex Machina today.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What did you think of Ex Machina?
It was really good. I really liked it.
It's a good movie.
It's one of those movies I felt like this is a weird comparison, but like movies like Parasite and stuff where like it all takes place in one location and there's only a couple characters.
Yep.
I really like that kind of stuff, especially with like the there's like patterns of days that go through on this movie.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. It's very condensed and like you get to very clearly analyze everything. There's not a lot happening character wise, which is nice. What is his name? Oscar Isaac.
Oscar
Is that his
Isaac.
name? Yeah. He's bald in this movie. He's
I
playing
forgot
his,
about that.
He's on his Jeff Bezos CEO billionaire arc in this movie.
Yeah.
And does CEO billionaire things by like making sentient AI.
Right. Which, I mean,
And
Tesla
some nerd.
just announced
it.
like some big robot thing for their
Yeah.
cars. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a really good movie. It's an A24 film. I mean,
Oh, is it?
it is. It doesn't seem like it after watching it. Like it's not too off the rails artsy. I feel like it's
Yeah.
very straightforward in its storytelling. Obviously, you can dig into like the ethics and morals and all that crap like throughout it, which is cool. But no, I thought it was really nice, really well done. I think the CGI in this movie is great because like
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
they must have green screened like half of the suit for the AI, but like whoever was the actor for the actual robot, I didn't check the credits or anything, but like the movements are so human, but like slightly off. Like it was very off-putting.
Yeah. Her
yeah.
name is Alicia Vikander.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone is in their artsy phase in this movie.
Yeah, it turns out really well. The cinematography is great. Like just the color palette and everything was.
Yes, it's a very beautiful movie, with just a really simple, like, just a really simple plot.
Exactly. I love when that stuff is just stripped down because then like it shines the actors in it all did like really amazing. So like it shines that through. The cinematography and everything was like on point as well. So it's just very simple to the point, which is what I wanted.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I feel like we're both kind of recommending this movie. For those who don't know what we're talking about at all, Ex Machina, basically, it's this dude. Does he win like a contest or something?
Yes.
Yeah. He wins a contest that basically lets him stay a week in Jeff Bezos' house. It's in like the middle of nowhere. It's like this really serene place out in the woods. But Jeff Bezos basically is running an experiment where he's like, I'm working on this AI. I need to test it with a human subject. And so it's just like a week of tests with AI. That's really all I'm going to say because that's all really you should
That's
know.
the premise of the movie.
That's the and anything more is like anything else I'm going to say is going to ruin the experience because there's like so much that happens that
there's a lot of turns and stuff too.
Yeah. It's a very simple context and it really rolls with it. It's a great movie. Which I'm pretty sure I heard something that Alex Garland was making something new. Oh, that's right. That's right. He wrote some things for the Halo show, which I was like, oh, why? Oh, you know what? No, that was what I heard, but he also just wrote Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did that movie.
Yeah. The people that did the score for Ex Machina also did Men.
That makes sense. Men, I've not seen Men. It got mixed reviews, but
yeah, from what I heard, it was kind of weird. Like,
well, all of this
like,
stuff is.
well, I mean, like writing wise, it came off really weird.
Yeah,
like, not intended what it was supposed to be doing. Yeah,
probably not. I would recommend his other movie, Annihilation. That one is a weird one. Also has Oscar Isaac in it, just a little bit. But
my king.
He's in it. I love Oscar Isaac.
He's very good.
And
very hot.
He's very hot. He might be the hottest out there.
Even with that bald head, I'm like, man, he's rocking the frickin' billionaire CEO look quite well.
And now that he's got that salt and pepper hair, don't even get me started. Him in Dune, I was like, oh
my god,
that's a dilf if I've ever seen one.
Absolutely,
or a zaddy, if you will.
Zion.
Yeah. Let's talk about TV shows. Let's stop talking about hot celebs.
Yeah.
So we got. This is the thing that I was like super excited about, but I probably shouldn't have gotten my hopes up. But Billy Eichner was like, yo, I'm bringing Billy on the Street back. I love Billy on the Street. If you have not seen Billy on the Street, look up clips on YouTube. It's I wouldn't say it's a better clip show. It's not like Tim and Eric where it's like, yeah, I don't need to watch all these episodes. Billy on the Street is just as good when you watch the actual TV show, but it's just Billy Eichner being crazy in New York City. And I just love that stuff. So I'm like, yo, Billy on the Street coming back. He hasn't been doing this for a really long time. But it was just to promote his movie. So it was kind of lame. But we did get 3 minutes of Billy on the Street, kind of. So it's on YouTube. Watch it. It's funny. It's promoting his new movie called Bros, which is a gay rom-com with a bunch of gay sex in it.
Let's go.
And people are upset.
Oh no!
Straight dudes are upset. I saw the trailer played before the David Bowie documentary, and people groaned. Bruh, awesome. You're seeing the David Bowie documentary.
David Bowie's one of the fruitiest men alive, or not alive, but alive. You know, was one of the fruitiest. Yeah.
Like very openly bisexual. It's like you cannot groan at a gay rom-com in front of the David Bowie documentary. What are you talking about?
Just don't be straight, said he.
Just don't be straight.
Exactly.
Just don't be straight.
So anyways, Bros is coming out September 30th. I'm probably going to see it in theaters 6 times. It's going to be so hot.
So cool. I'm taking the Bros with me.
That's right. That would be a weird one to take your bros to. It seems
what am I
like
supposed to bring to that?
Your girlfriend.
That'd be weird too.
You bring your girlfriend to the gay sex movie, and it's fine. Or you don't bring anyone. Or
I feel like that's a go alone movie.
This movie might be one that isn't meant for us. As shocking as that may sound.
No, it definitely is not. I'm just wondering hypothetically, like, who would I Who would I go to the movies with to see that?
Probably your dad.
Yeah,
Take your
that's
dad.
fair, actually.
Hey, this is a movie about dudes being bros.
This is a movie about dudes and they're fighting a war with the bros.
That's right. This is historically accurate
They're
war
very
times.
passionate about it.
No one else in the trenches. You gotta cuddle for warmth somehow.
That's
Bros.
true.
Coming September 30th.
That's good marketing.
Yeah, I would say so. This could be, I guess this is technically music and show, but October 1st, SNL with Kendrick and Miles Teller. I don't really care about Miles Teller. I mean, he's fine, but, the main thing is Kendrick. I watched his, what was it? Was it all right? No. That's it. He had black contacts then. It was kind of freaky.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
But he was that was pretty good. I haven't watched all of them. I'm so bad at watching like music video content. I still have like not seen any of the Weeknd's music videos for After Hours or
It heightens the album so much.
It probably does.
After Hours one specifically.
I don't know why I haven't done it. I just
You
haven't
could
had
just
the
spend
time.
like a half an hour and go through all of them.
I haven't had the time to watch them.
I
That's why I
haven't had the
spent
time.
2 hours watching Don't
I
Hug Me,
just
I'm
listened
Scared.
to it.
I
Yeah.
do. I listen to it all the time. It's just I haven't seen it. But we'll talk about that. It's gonna be happening while we're recording next podcast. We'll probably talk about it in 2 weeks. That's okay. We got Vince Gilligan's new show confirmed coming out on Apple TV Plus. Got 2 seasons of it, starring Rhea Seehorn.
Let's go.
So all your Kim Wexler stans out there got something to be excited about. It's described as a blended, grounded genre drama. That just sounds like it just sounds like Breaking
sounds
Bad
like
or Better
buzzwords.
Call Saul, I guess. I don't know what blended, grounded means, except in coffee.
Coffee.
It sounds like
It's a show about
order.
coffee.
It probably is. It's gonna be awesome. So we'll watch that when it comes out. 'Cause
User.
we'll follow Vince Gilligan to the end of the earth, I think. Okay, but now that dumb show out of the way, let's talk about a real man's show. Are you familiar with a
Yeah.
man named Jonathan Frakes?
No.
Yay.
You should be. He's the fact and
Oh.
fiction guy. The fact or fiction guy.
No
The
way.
guy who's like, not this time.
Not this time. Fabricated. We made that one up.
This one was written by a team of writers. He was also in some Star Wars show, Star Trek show. I don't care.
Star Trek, I think.
It's Star Trek. Yeah, I know. Star Trek: The Next Generation, to be exact. He plays William Riker, the second in command.
Boring.
But who cares about that? I'm excited
me.
because Jonathan Frakes teased that Fact or Fiction is coming back.
Let's go.
This is the biggest news in my
Let's
whole
go.
life.
I'm
This
so
is
happy.
so awesome. He tweeted. So Jonathan Frakes is also coming back to that Picard show, and that was like a big thing. I didn't hear like anyone talk about it. I've seen more people pumped that Fact or Fiction is coming back than Jonathan Frakes coming back to Star Trek. So it's pretty
Good.
awesome. It's pretty awesome. He just posted a picture of like him
so
on
excited.
set. He's like sitting in a chair because he's old, and he just has like sunglasses on, and he looks awesome. He's just gonna be like, not this time. It's
I'm
gonna be
so
old.
excited.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
I miss those days, like TV shows like that.
Yeah, I don't. I'll post the picture in Discord so that you guys can see it at least.
Yay.
But
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
that
There's the
looks the
set.
same too.
It looks exactly the same.
Let's go.
It's gonna be a good show, and we'll finally get some new additions to Jonathan Frakes Asks You Things, which is one of the funniest YouTube videos ever, probably.
There's so many reactions you can pull from that.
Yeah. It's either like watch Jonathan Frakes Asks You Things, watch Jonathan Frakes Tells You No. All of those great. just pull your car over, because I know you're watching this, you're listening to this in the car. Pull over, pull up on your phone, Jonathan Frakes.
Watch where you're going.
Well, pull over in a reasonable manner, just on the side of the road. Maybe play it through your car speaker so other people know that you're watching a YouTube video,
Yes.
and they'll maybe move over. And watch that, because it's funny. I'm excited. Okay, but we got to go back to baby shows. 1899, The Dark Show 2. It is coming out on November 17th.
Let's go.
That's very soon.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I knew it was going to come out this year, but I was expecting like end of December type beat. But nope. All right. So
I'm
that'll
so
be
ready.
good. I don't know if they're going to be doing episodic or just lump sum. I don't know when they're going to be switching. Guess we'll see. But there you go. Then let's talk about some TV. Let's talk about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared on television. It's on all 4 or channel 4. If you're British, if you're American, or literally any other country on the
Pirate it.
world, you can pirate it or just find it on YouTube. It's very easy to find. I just searched it. Just search Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared Season 2, and it'll usually pop up. I think because all 4 is like a public broadcast service, I don't know if they're going to crack down as hard on copyright stuff. I don't know. I don't know how British...
Like it wouldn't.
I don't know how that works over there. So
It just works.
you would think that they would have an internet presence just because the show started on YouTube, but this isn't a show that you necessarily need to see the web show to understand what's going on or get. There aren't like, there's references to the show, like June 20th is always in the background because that's a mainstay. And then there's like, you know, like little Easter eggs hidden throughout the show to reference the web show, but really it's its own thing. It went from like little 4-minute animated shorts on YouTube to 6 full-length television shows. And it works great. It is not I can't stress how much it is not like the web shows. It feels like a full-on parody of children's shows, even more so than the web show, because they really have time to like build a whole plot, and they have a budget, which I have to say everything is great. Like the puppet effects are awesome. The stop motion that they get is also really good. The limited amount of animation they do is really good also. And the music. I think the music is one of the most... it's one of the things I really like about the original web show, and it's still really good here. There's about 2 songs an episode, if I remember right. Very, very good. I mean, it's still just like they live in this house, and then random thing comes into their house, and then shenanigans ensue. Wacky stuff. Yeah, you know, Matt Pat's gonna have a field day with this one, so really excited to see that. I would recommend it. I think it's really, really good, especially if you really liked the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" shorts on YouTube. This is just as good, I think. I don't know if that's a popular opinion, but I really like them. I think it does kind of suffer from the Black Star effect, what I'm going to call it, is that like having this like kind of highly anticipated thing being limited to one specific niche streaming service. I mean, officially, it's region specific. Like you have to either live in the UK or buy a VPN to watch this show legally, I guess. Which makes it hard for over 90% of the population. That's assuming that 10% of the population is British.
I hope not.
I hope not.
That's a lot of British.
That's a lot of British people. But yeah, check it out. It's a good show. And then I want to talk very briefly about the first three episodes of Andor.
And or what?
And/or you have no idea how many times that joke has been made.
Yeah, it's the only thing I say about that show.
There's a whole podcast about the show called No Ifs and or Buts.
Okay, that's kind of fired up.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. But this is a show that I could not have cared less about. For on the record, I absolutely hate Rogue One. Rogue One, I think, is the worst Star Wars movie.
Yep.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I think Episode 2 is a very close second, but man, Rogue One just sucks. Everything about it. I think Star Wars fans really like it because the epic space battle at the end is very cool. The Vader hallway scene is very iconic at this point. But everything surrounding the actual meat of the movie is just drab and not fleshed out. Like, if the movie was like 2.5 to 3 hours, I mean, that would probably be better, but there's no way Disney would market that. Especially with it being the first Star Wars spin-off movie, Disney kind of had to hedge their bets a little bit. So when they announced that they were making an Andor show, I'm like, okay, who cares? But people are so excited about that show. And by people, I mean diehard Star Wars fans, because no one is talking about this show outside of those people.
Good show then.
Huh?
It's probably a good show then.
It is. It's a really good show. I watched the first episode when it came out on the 21st, and I watched the next two on the 22nd. It is great. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb. These first 3 episodes are probably the best Star Wars television that Disney has made. And maybe some of the best Star Wars that Disney has made, period. Because I think it probably beats all the sequels and Solo and Rogue One, obviously. So I was blown away by this show. I've heard people say that it's like Star Wars for grown-ups. You hear that thrown around a lot, where it's like, oh, Star Wars The Clone Wars starts off as a kid show, and then it turns into Star Wars for grown-ups. Or
Star Wars for man-children.
Star Wars for man-children. I think this one's really the only one that really applies to. I don't think kids are really going to like this. There's no like cutesy character like Baby Yoda for kids to squaw at on
My
TV.
marketability.
Yo, he uses the Force like the other one. That's awesome.
Franchising, no.
Whoa. This one is like, okay, Cassian, he was a native person on this moon when the Empire like ruined everything, and he was like kidnapped and taken to this like mining planet where these corporate it's kind of like corpos in like Cyberpunk or something, where like these corporations own planets under supervision of the Empire. But like, so Cassian wants to find his sister, so he goes to this nightclub, and then 2 like corpo cops like try to
Is it Cyberpunk?
it's Cyberpunk. They like try to shake him down, and then he like headbutts one of them, and then he falls over and like breaks his neck. And so then like he has to like take a gun out, and it's like there's like a couple seconds of him just like staring at this other cop, just like with his hand shaking, and then he just shoots him in the head. And that's like in the first 5 minutes of the show. I'm like, okay, so this thing is gonna be dark. And it pretty much is for the rest of the show. And I mean, this show has crossed some landmarks. It's the first use of bastard and shit in Star Wars. That's how you know it's for adults. And also, there's a scene where a couple wakes up, which I've seen Star Wars fans say that this canonizes sex in the Star Wars universe.
Yo.
Like, what do you think?
Bro, that's insane.
What do you think how do you think people reproduce? Unless you're Shmi
They
Skywalker. That's a little bit of a Phantom Menace reference for everyone, because
All the viewers watching.
all the viewers watching who have not seen the Phantom Menace are confused, because Shmi Skywalker is a virgin, but then Palpatine made her pregnant, kind of. That's still, well, I don't think it's debated on, but that's not outwardly said. But, you know, that's because Darth Vader's basically Jesus, if you think about it.
Sure.
That's true. The similarities are endless.
I have heard people say that Star Wars has religious connotations to it. Knowing George Lucas, I don't think that's true.
I think most things can, if you look hard
If
enough.
you look hard enough, yeah. I remember.
I hear the Bible has religious connotations to it.
That's
I doubt
possible.
it.
You guys know that?
Possible.
That's just a historical record.
I don't know if that's
Yeah.
possible. There's a lot of rape and murder in that book. There's no way there's religious connotations in it.
No way.
You just gotta read closely.
Yeah. I remember my grandma used to say when I was growing up, she's like, yeah, the good guys in Star Wars are like Christians. Like, oh, yeah. I don't really know what that means years
Brain
later.
broken.
I don't. If that was true, then the Republic in the Clone Wars is shown not to be very good. So maybe it is true. I don't know. But back to Andor, I guess. There's a cute droid in it.
What?
Andor droid. There's a droid. His name is B2EMO or B2EMO. He's my favorite droid. I love him so much. He's like this little. He looks like a little trash can that has a camera in front of it, and he stutters.
Me too.
And he's so. I mean, I don't want to say he's pathetic, but he's just so cute.
So worthless. I love him.
He's so worthless. He's like Cassian's like, hey, can you lie for me? He's like, yeah, I got enough power for one lie. And then Cassian tells him a couple things to lie about, and he's like, that's 2 lies. It's funnier in the show. Yeah, it's really, really good. The first 3 episodes are kind of a self-contained arc, so I guess it makes sense why they would release it like that. Usually they release the first 2, so when they release the first 3, I'm like, why are they doing that? That seems a little bit weird. I don't want to get it all done right away, especially since The Mandalorian and Bad Batch were delayed. So, yeah, I highly recommend it. Even if you're like me, thought that Rogue One was really bad. I know I'm in the minority here when it comes to Star Wars fans, but I think it's pretty good. If you're a casual...
Never put Star Wars and minority in the same sentence.
There's a lot... I think Star Wars gets a bad rap for having all white dudes, but if you're in it...
It's a diverse fan base.
There's diversity, and...
I just like making fun of white people.
No, that's fair. But, you know, I really think that within the Star Wars community and not like the toxic side of it, especially considering how inherently kind of political Star Wars is, it's, I mean, it's a pretty like progressive and inclusive community if you just have to get through
You're
all the
not
shit.
terminally online.
Yeah, you just have to like get through the surface layer of all the people who are mad that Rose Tico was Asian.
And a woman.
And a woman. I didn't really care about that. I just thought she was a bad written character.
Yeah, sure.
Which is virtue signaling, and I'm probably racist by
Gotcha.
Oh, you totally are.
Self-report.
frick. Nobody.
This guy.
I am not racist because I do not watch Star Wars.
Can we get Twitter to cancel him really quick?
No, don't
Already
do it.
done.
How does that work? Okay,
Don't
good.
do it.
Twitter already canceled.
But I already
canceled
said
Twitter.
Oscar Isaac is hot, and he's a
He
Mexican
is hot
man.
though.
Or a Latino. I don't know where he's from.
Latinx.
Latinx. I don't know. Whatever kids say nowadays. Oscar
This
Isaac.
guy.
He's from Guatemala.
Oh,
A Guatemalan man. I don't know where
Okay.
Guatemala is. Paul, where's Guatemala?
wow.
Central America.
Central
Okay,
American,
thanks.
brother.
Hello, Mexico.
See, it's nice having a portable Google map. Paul, tell me where this is.
As long as it's not some Caribbean island, I got you.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Check out Andor. If you're a casual Star Wars fan, you might like it. It's hard to tell because from what I can tell looking online in the Star Wars community, no one really cares about this show. A lot of like big name Star Wars influencers have posted their demographics, and when they're talking about Andor, it is like their worst performing video. So I think that this is a very niche show, but if you're into like kind of spy thriller, it kind of gets a lot into like native, I mean, obviously allegories towards indigenous populations in the earth. The earth. But I mean, really, it's like he's a real scrappy guy, and I like that. I don't think he's a likable.
Scrappy dude.
He's not really likable, but as long as the droid is going to stay in the show, I'm going to be happy. It's not the droid that he has in the movie, so hopefully that droid doesn't die, because I'm going to be so sad.
Gonna die.
I thought that Grogu was going to die. That's Baby Yoda. I thought that he was going to die, but he's not going to die.
He's immune with plot armor probably forever.
It's true. He's got the ultimate franchising.
That was in the book of Boba Fett. The Mandalorian gave him like a Beskar shirt, which is like impervious to lightsabers and blaster bolts. So even if he does get shot,
Convenient.
it's just gonna bounce off.
Very convenient.
That's like at the end of Mandalorian season 2. Like he's in a lightsaber fight with Moff Gideon, because Moff Gideon has the Darksaber, or I guess Empire Gus has the Darksaber, and then
Empire Gus.
and the Mandalorian just has a full suit of Beskar on, so he's just like trying to hit him, and it just doesn't do anything. It's like, well, this isn't interesting, because he's just invincible, pretty much. But yeah, check out Andor, I guess. I probably won't talk about it until the show finishes in like November, I think is when it's supposed to wrap up. So there you go. It's time to transition over to music. I have a couple new music things, but you'll probably talk about it.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We'll just start with Lil Nas X.
It's so good.
He's the number one gamer on the planet right now. He has made the what is this? The World's Anthem? Yeah, League of Legends World's Anthem. Star Walking, pretty sick. I did not expect him to just go on a drill beat, but he kind of killed it. I liked it.
Yeah.
He did a lot of different stuff on this. Actually, this is a very different song for him.
Mm-hmm. But I really
very melodic, and then like into the freaking verses with the drill beat switch up is pretty sick. I really like it.
I think it's one of his best. I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this song. From what I can tell, League of Legends fans do not like this song. I don't know why. They're like,
this is very different as a World's theme compared to everything else.
Yeah, I don't think it's not bad though. I just
no, it's a good song.
I've seen that like from some League of Legends fans that it's like the Chinese fan base has been especially negative towards it. And there was a censored version where they had to censor out when the beat switches. They censored like the first two lines. Because I guess even saying thanking God that he never wore a condom is still too risque to say in China.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean they censored it. So.
This is very atypical for a Worlds theme, especially when you have like a majority Asian audience that tunes into Worlds.
Yeah.
But I think Riot's starting to change their approach because of the Imagine Dragons and Jid song was such a hit for their Arcane show.
Yeah.
Where they probably took the same method here. Which makes sense. I mean, but even for Valorant champs, they're still doing lesser known artists, and I think it still works well for it. So I don't know if there's a good way to go about it. I feel like this is a very good song. I don't think it needs to be attached to League of Legends at all. I think this is just a Lil Nas X song that he had, and he's like, I'll just use this as, the theme.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that when the drill beat switch up happened, that's been on his Twitter for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I like the song a lot. It's like
Pretty
that
good.
Post Malone Hootie and the Blowfish thing. It's like that doesn't have to be a Pokemon song. It's just
No.
a Hootie and the Blowfish cover.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, what was the other thing you were going to talk about?
Super Bowl.
Super
Oh,
Bowl.
I don't know this. I don't think.
You don't know this? Are you living under a rock?
Maybe.
Okay.
like
I
Butt
can't.
Rock.
My brain is not functioning right now. So like, yeah.
There have been some talks about who is going to perform at the Super Bowl in 2023. Originally, it was reported that Taylor Swift was going to perform at the 2023 Super Bowl, but she has since turned down the offer. So
What?
they are looking for a
Humble
new
queen.
singer-songwriter to perform.
I'll do it.
Okay, send in
Phoebe
your.
Bridgers.
Yeah, Phoebe would be good. I don't
That
know.
would be awful as a halftime show. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
You'd kill it, but she's not halftime show material. She's way too. It's her music does not match at all.
You never
Probably
know.
get like Arctic Monkeys or something stupid.
That would be awesome. Well, they specifically said they were looking for a singer-songwriter, so I don't
Oh,
think that
okay.
would be Arctic Monkeys.
Billy.
Oh, maybe.
I feel like Billy could do a killer halftime show. Actually,
Yeah.
she's got bangers. She got other stuff. Like I feel like she could really, really, really kill it.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, it
I'd
was
be
like
so down.
reported for like 2 or 3 days that it was Taylor Swift, and then she publicly said no. So
I want Gex. I want Gex.
I
I want
don't-
Charlie XCX. Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, and then 100 Gex comes out for one song.
Honestly, I would say I could not see that happening, but then like, I don't know. That last Super Bowl was like, okay, well anybody can just be in this now.
Yeah,
So
that'd be interesting. I would assume like when it comes to like the most poppin' singer songwriters, you got like Billy and Olivia Rodrigo.
Olivia's probably gonna be it, if I'm being honest.
I mean, she's
Although-
got more of a rock angle, so like that could be something that they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what Jay-Z's thinking.
It's been a while since there's been just like a straight up rock band, but I feel like there's no good rock bands that are like mainstream enough to have a Super Bowl halftime show. Like all the cool stuff in rock music is not happening like mainstream wise.
What about Maroon 5?
Yeah, let's get Adam Levine on there and just that'd be great.
Your body is fucking amazing.
What a guy.
Yeah, those are my favorite things,
No, yeah, that was good. That was better than the GTA 6 leaks.
I would say.
I am a bad music listener, so I haven't really listened to anything this week.
Well, that we already know.
Yeah, exactly. Anything new this week, I should say. The things that did come out, new Freddie Gibbs single. I am waiting until the album comes out next Friday. I have not heard either of the singles yet, and I'm going to keep it that way. Might as well. It's only a week away. I don't need to get caught up right away. So that's coming next week. I feel like there was another rap album that's coming next week now that we did not know about previously. I don't remember what it was. Brockhampton? Brockhampton is releasing their
Oh.
last album this year.
Is it the freaking the bandana guy?
Yeah, that's Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, that's Freddie Gibbs. I thought,
Yeah.
is it Freddie Gibbs and Madlib?
Yeah, this one isn't a Madlib one. He's got a whole bunch of producers on this thing. There will be some Madlib beats, I think, but we also got I think we got some Alchemist and everything on there as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited for it. I'm not as excited as I am going to be for, I think Montana is the third Madlib collab with him, unless they changed
Yeah.
it. But because Freddie Gibbs and Madlib albums are like next level compared to like Freddie's usual stuff, even though like his stuff with Alchemist is also fantastic. But Madlib just hits different, always. There was another rap album coming. I don't remember what it is, and it's not showing up on the release radar. So, but Nickelback's having a new album. Nickelback's releasing a new album on November 18th.
Really?
Yeah. The cover looks absolutely horrible.
Is it Kid Cudi?
So I'm expecting this. Is Kid Cudi dropping next week? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Okay, that's what it is. Yep.
Or is it Blade?
This is. Oh, Blade's dropping too. Wow.
Spider with 2 R's.
Spider. Yeah, Kid Cudi's Intergalactic is coming out next week as well. This is with his Netflix show, I believe.
That would make sense, yeah.
I don't know if this is a soundtrack or an actual album. I feel like it's an actual album to complement the TV show,
Be a
but I
real
honestly
supermarket
don't know.
move.
Yeah, I know Grimes is doing something this year as well. There's a lot of releases still yet to happen. Everything's getting release dates and everything, and Gex are still just not seen. So I'm scared.
Yeah.
I think Bjork comes out next week as well. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Bjork's new album comes out next week. We have a lot of stuff next week, so I'm gonna have to hunker down and listen to things. But I have been listening to things. They just have not been new releases at all. Because I'm getting fatigue. There's too many good albums on our wheel, so I get stuck on those. And then I kind of branch out from there. But let's start with. The thing that came out this week is The Comet is coming. Hyperdimensional Expansion Beam. This is like a straight up jazz project from London. I listened to their 2019 record and really liked it. It's just straight chaotic jazz. It's just chaotic as Black Midi, but like there's no like rock elements to it. It's just straight up jazz, which is pretty cool. You got to be in a certain mindset for it, but I like it.
I like jazz.
So I'll have to check out this one. That was the only thing that like really stuck out to me this week, where it's like, okay, I do need to go back and listen to that. But I did listen to other things. First one is Holy Fawn with Dimensional Bleed. This came out earlier this month. This is what are the genres here? Post-metal, post-rock, shoegaze record. Those are good tags. But this record's pretty decent. I really like the atmospheres. It's got a very dark post-rock atmosphere. I think that's when post-metal comes in, where it's more like still heavier a little bit. The only issue I have with this record is the vocals. It does the hard rock screamo type vocals, which I'm not a fan of pretty much ever.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of edgy guy, where it's like super growly voice and kind of whiny. Not a big fan of that. That usually pulls me out, especially when the atmosphere is here. And the instrumentals are really fantastic. It feels like it just pulls me out a little bit, but it doesn't really hinder it too much, because some of these songs are still just like fantastically laid out. But I think that's like my issue with metal is always vocals. I'm trying to break that. I just can't. I'm very niche when it comes to metal, I guess.
Me too.
Yeah. You haven't even heard Metallica.
I've heard a Metallica song.
You've heard a Metallica song.
In
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. One of the best too, I will say.
That's controversial opinion.
It's not at all. We're gonna take a trip to South Korea for the next two. It's kind of weird that I listened to two South Korean. No Blackpink, although they did just drop last week.
BTS?
Not BTS. There's no K-pop happening here. There's more music in Korea than just K-pop.
No, there isn't.
Stupid Westerner. I'll start with Paranoil. I don't know how to say it.
You're a stupid Westerner for not pronouncing that right.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely a stupid Westerner, but I know there's more than just K-pop. This is their 2021 record, To See the Next Part of the Dream. This is a straight up shoegaze record. Like shoegaze My Bloody Valentine shoegaze, not like slow dive shoegaze. So it's very noisy. It is lo-fi produced, which means it's a lot more rough around the edges than something like Loveless would be. But it does not hurt it at all. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It's 10 songs and it's an hour long, so all these things like have really good runtime. vocals are like very, very dreamy. A lot of Eastern vocals I'm learning are just like really, really, really well laid out. They're always like super dreamy and ethereal when it comes to this genre, which I'm a big fan of always because, well, with shoegaze in general, you can't understand lyrics. So if it's in a different language, that doesn't hinder it at all when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But guitars are banging here. The synth work is fantastic. There's a lot of like vocal snippets and field recordings that are mixed into this. It's a very dreamy kind of shoegaze experience. It is very loud. It is very, you can definitely get down and jam with this, but at the same time, it's not like super heavy or anything. White Ceiling is probably my favorite 10-minute track. It's just a full experience. I think it starts with like alarm clocks going off. It sounds like the opening of like a 2000s like high school movie where like the kid is like late for school and is like rushing out of the house to get to school and it's like chaos. It's a cliche.
Yeah.
It sounds like that, but like shoegazed out of its mind, and it sounds fantastic. I think Chicken's another one of my favorites. It's more acoustic, but it still hits hard. Yeah, this thing is fantastic. I think shoegaze is having a little bit of a revival in Asia specifically, which is really cool. Which it makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of dream pop going on in Asia as well, and has been. I think it's a genre that fits their style so well. So I'm gonna try to dig deeper into this kind of stuff because man, is it good. What's next? Other South Korean one. This is Midair Thief Crumbling. This came out in 2018. I believe it won Best Indie Album at the South Korean Music Awards.
Biased.
This is a folktronica neo-psychedelia record. It is very psychedelic. Crazy psychedelic. This thing is also fantastic. Like, this is everything I want from this kind of genre. Like, we have Flaming Lips and stuff. That stuff can get focused more on rock. This neo psychedelia focuses on like heavily on acoustic guitar and stuff. My girlfriend recommended this to me, and like I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly what I listen to usually. It's acoustics mixed with synths, mixed with like dreamy vocals, mixed with like weird effects across the whole thing. Tracks are pretty long again. This is like a Duster record if they like took mushrooms and went in the studio with like a whole bunch of BBD bops. That's what this sounds like. But
BBD bops? Is
yeah,
that the technical term?
That is the technical term.
Okay.
But some of these tracks are very slow burning. They're very nice and chill. The whole thing is just a really, really relaxing experience, despite being like so trippy. Yeah, neo psychedelia is another genre where it's like, let me get into this kind of stuff. Like true neo psychedelia. I mean, we've listened to like stuff that would be under that umbrella, but this is just like this is quirked up. This is fully quirked up. But this is fantastic. I love this thing. I think that is everything I listened to this week. Still jamming Loveless, of course. I mean, that's incredible. Also jamming Sling Claro, coming out tomorrow.
It's a good song.
Or today.
Actually, it's coming out today.
Yes. This is a great record. We'll talk about that.
It's a great record. I've yet to really get into it. I'm gonna wait a couple weeks for it to get full fall vibes. I cannot talk. Full on fall vibes.
I'm literally sleeping. No, I was jamming to this in the car today with the windows down, and it was like a perfect 55 degrees outside. It was hitting different.
Yeah,
I think it came right after a Phoebe Bridgers song too. I was just like, oh my god,
that'll do it.
oh my god, it's fall, baby.
Yeah, it hasn't quite felt like it here yet. It's still been a little bit too warm, but by mid-October, I'll be jamming this. We'll be watching Over the Garden Wall. I'll be full into it.
Yes, sir.
Very excited. But yeah, good record. It's really the only thing I've been listening to this week.
Mm-hmm.
Still jamming that Lizzie McAlpine record. I think you're really going to like it. Especially when, like, I was catching a lot of the things you were saying about Sling totally apply to this record too.
Yep.
It's like the soft singing, the acoustic style. As soon as, well, I guess we'll see what happens when we record tomorrow, but there's a chance we might listen to it. I think it would be good to get this one done because this one's also a fall record. So
You need all the fall albums.
we need
I
all
need to
the
get you on
fall
Stranger in
records.
the Alps eventually too, because I feel like that also applies to this
Yeah.
genre.
Well, we're doing Titanic Rising,
Yeah, Titanic Rising, Wise Blood this week.
as is very evident by the video.
Yeah, wait. Yeah. I don't know if we need to explain it. I was gonna do Joy Division, but I was like, I'm like burnt out of. This is gonna sound so stupid. I'm burnt out of like fantastic music. Like I need a breather. When we do like classic albums on the channel, we have to put a lot more. I don't want to say thought, but we have to like be a lot more careful because of how like acclaimed these records are. So I have to do a lot more research ahead of time, and that kind of stuff. So like there's a different level of pressure because if we don't get it right away, we feel like we're missing something, which most of the time we are, but it's a first reaction. But people still don't realize that usually.
People don't get that about every single one of our videos.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they expect us to know a lot of stuff, but especially for this kind of stuff. So we'll be doing Joy Division eventually. Next time I get a mat on the wheel, I'm just going to do it. But we're going to do Titanic Rising, Wise Blood. I want to get it out of the way before the new record comes out in November. So
That's a good
Jerry should
call.
like this. If he doesn't like this, I'm going to come to his house and beat him up.
Well, I like chamber pop. I don't think I would dislike
Oh, yeah,
it.
you should love this. You should love this.
Okay.
We're going to make you a long song fan tomorrow.
I know
Or
that's my
Monday.
reputation, is that I dislike long songs, but recently, I'll come around to them. If they're good, and they switch around and they do something, I'm not gonna love like a 6-minute song on Loveless or something where it's like, ow, my ears hurt for 6 minutes long.
ears.
But if it's something like there's a 6-minute song on Lizzie McAlpine, Never Skip, love it. I love the 10-minute Taylor Swift song.
True.
There you go. My reputation has been shattered because of 2 examples.
Yeah. Nah, you should like this thing. That I don't want to put pressure there, but you should.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest. So one thing that you can't say about me is that I'm not honest. I'm not playing it up for the show. I'm not saying
Guys,
I like
he actually
something.
thinks these things.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not
crazy.
not saying I like.
He's not contrarian Andy.
Yeah, I'm not Simon Cowell just being like, this actually sucks. But secretly, I really like it. What you see is what you get, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So, is that all the
I
music stuff
cheated
we
for
have?
that, bro. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, then I guess that is it for the podcast. We'll see what happens next week. Hopefully we'll stop this streak of having super long podcasts, but we just had so much to talk about.
This
So,
wasn't even that long. It was like an hour 23 or something.
yeah, we were at an hour and a half. I like to shoot for an hour, right around there.
When was the last time that happened?
A while.
Wow.
Let me check our anchor,
News anchor.
our news anchor.
We have a news
Paulie,
anchor.
pull that up.
Hey, Paulie. We did.
No.
Wait, no, we didn't talk about the pilot of The Sopranos. Maybe we should talk about that for a little bit.
It's good. That's all I have to say about it.
That's it.
Yeah. I can't form coherent sentences right now. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. We saw the first 3 episodes of The Sopranos.
I think so.
Very good. Yeah, I like it. I mean, mob stuff I've never really liked, unless it's The Godfather. But why The Godfather is so good, to me, my opinion, is that it really humanizes gangsters. Italian. It really humanizes Italians, who I usually see as otherworldly beasts. So it really does something to their reputation there. But no, it really like kind of is like, okay, well, this doesn't feel like a gangster movie. It feels like a family drama, and that's what's so engaging about those two movies. I think Scorsese's movies often fall short for me because they tend to be focusing on just, I don't want to say stereotypes, but kind of like blanket archetypes. I'm thinking in like Goodfellas, Joe Pesci's character is just a bad dude. There's no like good side to him. He's just always angry. And some people are like, well, I mean, it's pretty good. It really does. It's a nice foil for the main character. But I'm like, I'm not rooting for this guy at all. I'm not rooting for anyone. Everyone's just bad. And they like treat their spouses horrible. And I don't know if they're like trying to go for like some super realistic thing. But that's why I've never really resonated with Scorsese gangster stuff. But The Sopranos, it's feeling more Godfather than Goodfellas, which is a crazy thing for someone who's into movies to say. But I think having that human element of like,
Your
yes,
movie card is revoked.
my movie card is definitely revoked. I'm excited for Scorsese's new movie. I will see it. I love Todd and I love him as an FBI agent. But yeah, I think having Tony Soprano, he does horrible things. Obviously, he's often like really brutal.
Oh,
Like that scene where he uses like a stapler gun
yeah,
on that guy.
I like that one.
It's so like it's I don't want to say creative, but like it's creative. I've never seen that before.
It's comedy. I like it.
Where he's like, "Hey, your suit's looking a little wrinkled. Let me get it out for you." I think he like staples him like 5 times. Not enough to kill him. It's not gonna kill him.
He's so cool.
He's just that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot. But then that he like, I mean, it's established in the beginning of the show that he's like, he has anxiety, he's stressed out, he's depressed, he's on Prozac, he's talking to a therapist. And like in the first couple episodes, he's dealing with one of his friends dying of cancer. And like kind of the gangster stuff of the show has kind of almost taken a back seat. It's more or less just a character study on Tony Soprano and the people around Tony Soprano, which I think is very cool. So we'll keep watching it. Obviously, it'll probably take us like a year, but
yeah.
We'll get there.
I'm invested.
I'm in. I think there's 6 seasons, but season 6 is split up in 2 parts, and each one is 10 episodes long. So it's basically 7 seasons. And we're not even halfway done with the first. So it will take us a very, very long time, but we'll probably, I mean, as always, we'll do kind of season recaps. It's been a while since we've done that. I mean, we did Ozark, and then way back in the day we did The Wire, but we've been on a regular show kick. So now we're back to talking about dramatic television programs. So
Cool.
that'll be fun. I don't know when we'll have that done, probably in a couple weeks, but yeah, pretty cool. So we'll peace out now. I'm going to go, I don't know what I could say. I'm going to go.
You're going to go,
I'm gonna go to Rockstar Studios, and I'm gonna take a picture of someone's computer, and I'm gonna upload it to Reddit on r/GTA, and then I'm gonna get a bunch of karma, and then I'm going to get arrested by Interpol.
Let's go.
It's gonna be awesome. So, see you later.